Welcome to Minutes with Mango, Life in Motion. I'm your host, Johnny Mango. This is the place where we inquire about lifestyle, culture, and careers. Weekly, we meet with new guests that make a contribution of their insightful stories about their careers and how those careers impact their lifestyle and culture. Hello, everybody. This is Johnny, and welcome to Minutes with Mango. Today's guest is someone I think you might find interesting. She's been a very successful business person. She's a massage therapist, and her name is Amber Briggle. She's the CEO of Be Well Enterprises and the founder and owner of Soma Massage Therapy. And Soma Massage is a multi-award-winning business and the nation's most exciting new franchise opportunity. So we're happy to have her today. And Amber started her business. Well, she actually got her license to massage back in 2004 and started her business as a lone massage therapist and built it into a thriving business with multiple massage therapists. And then the pandemic hit and she had to shut down, as so many businesses did. And she rebuilt her business and began franchising her business. So, Amber, welcome to Minutes with Mango.
I'm really happy to be here, Johnny. Thanks so much.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So, tell us what prompted you to franchise your business?
Yeah, we were cruising along just fine before the pandemic. In fact, I was looking for we had 2 locations. I was looking for a third, and then COVID shut everything down. And being in a business where you're literally touching people,
Yeah,
it was not good for business. I didn't have anything to sell other than literal physical human touch. But and I've talked in other podcasts about how difficult that was to kind of manage, but we came through on the other side. Closed in March of 2020, reopened in May, just 2 months later, basically starting all over again.
yeah,
The following May, we had opened in a new location. It's twice the size. It's far more visible. It's just beautiful. And then within a year of that, we were grossing over $1 million. And that was still kind of during COVID, right? 2021,
yeah,
2022. That's, still kind of very COVID-y happening. And once I got a chance to kind of just stop and catch my breath and think about what we had gone through and how we had emerged, I realized that there's something really special happening at Soma. We're doing things drastically different than a lot of the competition. And I started thinking about expanding my services, which is really what kind of led me to being a small business owner in the first place. Was as a lone massage therapist, I only had so much time and energy in my hands,
right.
and I couldn't take on any more people. So how could I continue to heal people without burning myself out, right? That kind of started me to hire people and then, add another location. But then like I said, when we got to the other side of COVID and I realized that there was something really special happening here, I started thinking about the best way to utilize my time and my resources. Did I want to open another location and be further tethered to Texas, where I don't have any family and I could kind of see, in a few years, my son was graduating from high school, my daughter would be entering high school. It would just be kind of like a natural break for my family. Do we want to stay in Texas? Do we want to have the option to go elsewhere? And I started thinking, rather than taking the money that it would take from me to open another location, why not invest that in a franchise model and be able to scale up coast to coast? I can't manage 100 or 250 studios, but I can teach you how to manage 1 or 2 or 10, right?
Yeah.
And so that's really kind of what led me. It was this realization post COVID, combined with, thinking about where do I want to be personally and professionally a few years from now, that really made franchising seem like the best fit for someone at that time. Yeah.
So how would you describe the distinction between being a small business owner and being a franchisor? What are the differences for you?
Yeah. So that's a great question. As a small business owner, I was the manager, the daily manager. I made sure that the scheduling was efficient. I made sure that payroll was running on time. I did the hiring, the training, the firing, the marketing. I was like I was everything. I was working in the business, right?
Right.
And as the franchisor, I'm working more on the business. I've trained up some fantastic managers who can run the day to day.
Yeah.
They do the hiring, the training, the staffing, the budgeting. I do a lot of the marketing because it's something I really enjoy doing. But as the franchisor, I'm really focused more on the brand as a whole instead of the daily operations of the flagship studio. And it's also my job. I always really kind of wanted to open a massage school knowledge. And I really want to sort of train up the next generation of massage therapists. Life didn't take me in that direction, but as a franchisor, I can teach you how to run a small business, how to be a successful business owner. And then, we can, collaboratively work on hiring and training and molding the best generation of massage therapists. So I still keep my finger on the pulse of the business, but the day-to-day operations are run by my managers instead of me as a small business owner. I'm focused on the bigger picture.
Right. So
Yeah.
what have you learned since, I'm just curious, what have you learned since you became a franchisor? What's really the big difference? What's been the challenge and what's been the gratifying parts?
Well, the challenge at the start was that I didn't know anything about franchising.
Yeah.
And so I very fortunately was able to partner with a fantastic franchise consulting company and coach, the Franchise Bible Coach.
Uh-huh.
As any small business owner knows, like, you can do your best, but you don't know everything. And you really have
Right.
to have that team of maybe it's, lawyers or CPAs
Yeah.
or, social media managers or whatever, where are your weaknesses and can you hire or bring someone on your team to help you with that. And that was me early on. I really knew very little about franchising. So I partnered with the Franchise Bible Coach. They got me up to speed. What was really, sort of gratifying about this is that Soma was already really solid and pretty strong
Yeah.
to begin with. We had a really good business model and really good processes and systems in place. What they at the Franchise Bible Coach did was just really kind of polish all of that up and really made us sort of like plug and play to
Yeah.
help me kind of identify our weak spots and help me take my blinders off to look at the bigger picture.
Right.
And once I had my managers in place, I really could step back and do that work to establish,
Yeah.
programs and systems that maybe we didn't have or
Right.
strengthen the ones that we did have because I wasn't working on, the staffing on the day to day and booking the appointments, running
Right.
payroll, all that stuff. So it was really good to see that someone was in such a good position to start. But I'm really, really glad that I hired the experts to really make sure. The
Right.
last thing I want is for someone to invest, hundreds of thousands of dollars in a business plan and then have it not work. That's
Right.
the last thing I want. So I want to make
Right.
sure that this is scalable and sustainable
Right.
and successful.
So have you
Yeah.
started opening any franchise units? Because you're fairly new into this.
Yeah, we are pretty new. Yeah. So as of yet, we're recording this now in June of 26. We've not yet awarded any franchises. I have a lot of very interested and promising candidates. It seems to me to be, I remember during COVID, you'd walk into a bank and they would just like throw money at you. Like, please take my, and lending now is a lot stricter. So it
Yeah.
seems that a few of my future franchisees are getting stuck with the lending part, or for some of them, they know this is what they want, but they have to sort of like tie up some loose ends
Yeah.
for themselves personally. It's not like you're just going in for, it's not it's a new job, but it's a whole new life. Like you are investing years of your life into this business and you need to
Yeah.
make sure that you're ready for it. So
Right.
we're still early on, but I know that Johnny, I know that once I can get the first one, I can get 100 more. They're gonna fall like dominoes. People are ready. It's just they just have just various
Yeah.
extenuating circumstances that's kind of holding them back temporarily.
That's what I've
So
heard about franchising. It's always
yeah,
the first one.
yeah, for sure.
The first one's the hardest, and then they start to roll out,
That's exactly it. Yeah,
and it's really, from what I've heard, it's really difficult for franchisees to be the first one because they
yeah,
don't have anybody to turn to.
yeah.
They can't say to anybody, "Well, have you done this? What's the experience been like?" So
Right. Yeah. And a lot of people, they'll ask me, they're like, well, how long was it before you were profitable? And I'm like, girl, I don't know. Like I started
yeah,
off as a massage. It was like organic growth for me. Right. And then
yeah,
post COVID, the challenge wasn't finding the clients. I had plenty of clients who wanted to come in. The challenge was finding massage therapists because of the different strains that were put on people's careers at that time and just
sure,
the uncertainties of the business as a whole. And so, but nevertheless, we rebounded like a slingshot, like just into outer space. So it's a bit difficult for me to answer that question because I've always been profitable. And I really do believe that Soma Massage Therapy would work in pretty much any community. I can see us really kind of sort of growing in concentric circles here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex because we have this name recognition here.
Yeah.
And yet, if someone wanted to open one in like Tampa or Kansas City or Portland, I mean, we're so different from the competition. This business model would work virtually anywhere. And like I said, I've got such great experts working with me at the Franchise Bible Coach that I feel pretty confident that we've got the tools to help people succeed.
Yeah. And I read that you have a no tipping policy.
We do. Yeah. Really proud of that.
How does that work?
Well,
how does that work for your therapist?
Yeah, I pay them a living wage. That's how that works. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to take the stress out of the whole situation. I mean, when you're going in for a massage, part of it's pain relief, part of it's stress relief. Why would you add a tipping? Is just stressful, John. It's just stressful. And the last thing I want is for someone to be, elbow deep in your glutes working on that sciatic issue that you're dealing with. And for you to have to stop and think about how much is in your checking account, how much can I afford to tip this person without offending them? But if I tip them too much, then I have to wait to come back for my next session because I'm not going to have you know what I mean? It's just stressful. I just want you to be present in that moment and feel the transition that's happening in your body. I want the therapist to not have to stress out about maybe they get a couple bad tippers in a week and now they don't have enough money for gas to get to work. Like that's stress. It's just stressful. Besides that, I've always seen massage as belonging more in the medical field versus the service industry. And when and truly when you, I feel so vindicated with this policy too after COVID because the first businesses to shut down during COVID were service industry. It was like bars, it was nails, it was retail, it was restaurants, and it was massage. But physical therapists and chiropractors got to remain open, and they're
did they really?
People. Yeah, because they're medical, and they're and so once it just drives me crazy. We're healthcare workers, not service industry workers, and the benefit of that is with our clients, they really understand that massage is a thing that you do regularly to keep yourself healthy, right? Like this is not like a twice a year sort of like birthday and anniversary sort of fluff and buff experience. This is a thing that you do regularly, like drinking enough water, getting to the gym, getting your teeth clean, going for your annual checkup. Like these are, what are the things that you do regularly to keep yourself healthy? Massage should be a part of that. And so it's created great staff retention because they know what their paychecks are going to be. It's created great client and customer loyalty because they don't have to stress out about this, and they understand the health benefits of massage. And and besides, it just sets us apart from the competition. When you mentioned that we've got a no tipping policy, people are really curious about that. They want to try it out. They feel the difference and they stick around.
So yeah, I'm kind of curious. What do the clients say when they see the sign or they're told no tipping?
It's one of two. The first one is, really? They just don't believe it. And then we say, yeah, you've never tipped your physical therapist or chiropractor, so there's no need to tip us either. Best tip you can give us is give us a positive review on Google or, come back and see us, or here's my name on a card, tell your friends to request me, whatever it is. The other thing that they say is, that's really refreshing. I've never heard that before, and I love it. They really appreciate it. And I can't tell you how many times, I'm at a social event and we're, introducing, my name's Amber. I'm the owner of Soma Massage Therapy. Oh, you own Soma Massage. You got that no tipping policy. I love that about your place. So people do really appreciate it. I think people are pretty tip fatigued.
So
and I want to take the stress out, like I said.
I'm kind of curious let's just stay with the no tipping policy for a minute. Are your rates competitive? Are your rates a little bit higher than other other massage?
Yeah, they are competitive, and they are, I think we're at the top of the how much we could charge in this area. If we charged anything more, I feel like it would price our clients out.
Right.
We are towards the top.
Sure.
And when we say, first off, there's no tip required, right? Like you cannot give us a tip.
Right.
Because then you're factoring in another 20, 25, $30, right? On top of whatever the other competition is charging.
Right.
So which makes us either equal or slightly less than what they would be charging.
Right.
And we provide full 60-minute hours. When you book a massage almost anywhere else, it's going to be 50 or 55 minutes. you're going to get a full 60 minutes of hands-on time with
So,
us. So the value is better. And the
so
whole experience is it's just a spectacular experience from
yeah,
our,
I'm
yeah,
just trying to dig into it. So
yeah,
if I assume, I'm just going to make these up myself because I
go
don't want
for
to
it.
put you on the spot for
Mhm.
pricing. But if I'm a massage therapist and charge $75 for a hour, which is really 45 minutes, but I really am expecting a $20 tip, right? That puts me to $95, right? So what you're saying is you would probably price at 95, but make it a full hour and that's it. There
Yep,
is no tipping. Is,
that's right.
is that what we're talking about? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that. So we charge, and you can find this all on our website at mysomamassage.com.
Yeah.
We charge $100 for an hour massage.
Okay.
That's towards the top in this area. There
Sure.
are other places that charge more, but it's going to be a different sort of, it's going to be more of a spa experience. Like our market is really people who are looking for pain relief, pain management, like, this ongoing
Yeah.
therapeutic relationship. That's our market, right?
Yeah.
Our primary market, right? So we charge $100 for an hour, and the competition around here charges anywhere from, say 75, 80
Yeah.
to 95 for a quote unquote hour, but it's typically going to be closer to 50 or 55 minutes. I'm not saying that's the same for everybody, but typically 50 to 55 minutes, you're going to add a $20, $25 tip on top of that. So you're going to pay pretty much what you were paying here, but get less time. And as I said, it's a different experience here at
Right.
Soma. Like we we personalize every single session. We've got, we have everything from like cupping to prenatal to reflexology to craniosacral to, you name it, right? So, and we're open 7 days a week, and so I'd like to think that the value is definitely worth it. But you do when you're trying to, and this is what we talk to our franchisees about, is when you're setting your price point, you kind of have to reverse engineer it. So like what is a living wage in your area for your therapists, right? And what is the competition paying? Because you want to pay a little bit more than that, keep them
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
What are your ongoing costs for rent and insurance and supplies and utilities? What do you need to take home as a business owner to make it worth it for you?
Right.
Right. And that's your price point. Right. And
Right.
because you have to kind of look at what are others in your area charging, lean hard into the differential advantage that Soma is, and set your price point accordingly. So that's what it is for us
So
currently.
I'm just curious, do you back charge your therapist for sheets and oils
Oh
and
no.
all that? None of that stuff.
No. They're employees, so we provide all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're like W-2 employees.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
For a while, we did have independent contractors. That was really, it seemed to work better for Soma. But we were a very different,
Yeah.
beast back then. We're highly polished. We are streamlined. We're sophisticated. So yeah. So a while back, we transitioned everyone from contractors because it no longer was fitting the model that we were moving into. So they're
Sure.
all employees now. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
we provide their insurance, we provide their all the supplies. We give them, extra, like an extra allowance for continuing education credits. Yeah, we try and treat them good.
So
We want them to stick around.
so I'm just thinking about your type of business, because with massage I would think that you can't do it 8 hours a day, can you?
Some people can. I never was that type of therapist. I could see 3 or 4 clients in a day, so about maybe 6 hours when you factor in the time in between to do the paperwork and the
Okay.
turnover. But some people love to work. I've got a couple of therapists. They work 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. some days. Well, they'll I know they're crazy, but they love it, and they'll take a good long lunch in between.
Yeah.
But they don't do that every day out of the week. They'll have maybe one day a week where they'll do that, and then the others are shorter shifts.
I see. So no tipping. What else is unique about your business?
Yeah, how much time do we have? I mentioned some of those things earlier. Was we really make a deep effort to personalize every session. So when you come
Right.
in, for your appointment. So, Johnny, let's say you have a 1 hour massage, you're going to be booked for a 75-minute appointment. And we're not going to charge you anything extra for that buffer time because we want you to come in and tell your therapist what are your goals for the day? Where have you been hurting? What makes it worse? What makes it better? How long has it been going on? How are you feeling since your last session? All that, right?
And
Give
so
us
there's a,
give us a big picture.
so there's
That's
kind of,
gonna
yeah, a
Go
little
ahead.
diagnostic period in there to,
Yeah, and we want to know sort of what your goals are so we can really customize that session for you. And we don't want to fumble around in the dark for, 42 minutes before we discover in the last little bit like where that pain is coming from, right?
right,
So you tell us what's going on, we're going to kind of think of a game plan and a treatment plan together. And then once you get on the table, if it turns out that your body's not responding the way that we had discussed, we'll talk in real time about, hey, I'm noticing I know you want me to work this right hip, but I can feel that it's, your left shoulder is compensating. So let's work on that there. So
yeah,
they really so we really customize it. We have this no tipping policy. We have full sessions, full 60-minute sessions. We don't have a membership model. A lot of places,
yeah,
you get charged per month whether or not you come in. I feel that's stressful and I feel like it ropes people into a commitment that they may not necessarily want to have. We
right,
do offer packages. So if you want to purchase a package at a discount, you can. But a lot of those places, when you have that membership, that's how you unlock those, more affordable prices. I want
right,
massage to be affordable and accessible for everyone. So we don't have a membership. We do have packages, so that, and it works really well being down here in Texas because we have a lot of snowbirds down here.
yeah,
We also have, because we work in the medical massage space, uh, we see people who might not be able to get massage for a few months because they're going to rehab for something or they've recently gotten surgery. And I don't want them to have to pay these monthly memberships if they're not using it. But you can have a package and, come and see us as often as you want based on
right.
that.
So how would you describe medical massage, the term you just used, versus traditional massage, which I think of as relaxation?
Yeah. So we do offer relaxation. We've got
Yeah,
25, 26 massage therapists here. So we offer a lot of variety and diversity in the work that we do, but we still have this philosophical mindset of we want to massage not just where it hurts, but where it's coming from.
right,
We want to really think very holistically about the individual that we're working with, understanding that those needs and those goals can change from session to session. And so what we're really doing is we're really doing more rehabilitative work, more structural integration work, really trying to get you feeling better, but keeping that feeling good going as long as possible, right? So we're not just, like I mentioned earlier, a twice a year sort of fluff and buff experience where you come in, you get heavily oiled and we slide you out to your car. Right? We're not going to if that's really what you want, like I've got a bunch of therapists here who could just rub oil on you and slide you out to your car. That's really, what you're wanting that day. But a majority of our clients, and I'm not saying all of them, a majority of our clients really are dealing with sort of like, chronic sciatica, fibromyalgia, IBS, cancer, and just people like you and me. Like right now, I woke up, I have a crick in my neck, right? There's always something. I'm 48. There's always something
right,
going on, right? Like, and so having people come in just for these regular maintenance massages to keep them feeling as good as they possibly can for as long as possible. It's a different sort of focus on the work that we're doing. Like I said, more rehabilitative and pain
right.
management than strictly relaxation.
Did you have to develop that? Did you, because I think most people think massage is about relaxation. And what I'm hearing from you is that it's really solving certain problems in the body. Did you
It can
have
be
to,
both. It can
yeah,
be both. Yeah.
did you have to
Mhm.
train your customers to think that way, or do they just
Massage and as a whole is far more accepted in the medical world than it ever has been. We
really?
get
Uh-huh.
we get quite a few people who come to see us because their doctor, their chiropractor, their PT recommended that they also get massage to help alleviate, I don't know, you name it, high blood pressure,
Right.
sciatica, whatever it is, migraines.
Yeah.
And so you're seeing that across the board in this industry, that massage is being recognized by medical professionals as a, valid form
Yeah.
of healthcare. More insurance policies are starting to cover this now too.
Are they really?
We have quite a few clients who We don't bill insurance. It's a pain in the butt to
Yeah.
do that, but we do provide them a super bill that they can give to their insurance for reimbursement. We have quite a ton of clients. We accept HSA and Flex. We've got a ton of clients who use it as for that. That's it. This philosophy behind Soma just kind of organically grew out of my passion for massage because I graduated from massage school 2 decades ago.
Yeah.
And that was the type of massage that I wanted to do. I wanted to make people better
Yeah.
long term, right? And so that sort of and Soma sort of organically grew out of, like I said, I only had so much time in the day to give to my clients. So how can I continue to scale up this healing touch without burning myself out? And that's when I started hiring therapists. We started a business and now started franchising. So all this philosophy kind of organically grew out of like what I wanted to do as a
Yeah.
healer. And it just, when you leverage what makes you different, and I have a webinar series on called Here to Help. You can find it on our YouTube channel at My Soma Massage. And one of the topics I talked about was leaning into your differential advantage. Like there's a bunch of massage out there. Why do you want to come to Soma? Let me tell you what makes us different. And when you can lean hard into that and talk about this medical massage model, while still, like I said, we have, over 24 therapists. If you want to just come in for a strict relaxation massage and just peace out for an hour, we got you, right?
Yeah.
But really our sort of bread and butter is, deep tissue rehabilitative medical massage. You lean into that and you're going to naturally attract those people. And there's a lot of them who want to be in this space more so than in a fluff and buff spa environment where
Right.
they're going to spend a lot of money to sit in a steam room and wear a fluffy bathrobe. They just want to come in and have someone massage the heck out of their neck for half an hour and then, do something with their low back and go home. Right. So that's, yeah.
So medical massage is more, it sounds like it's more focused. It's more focused on certain parts of the body that need work.
Yes, we will do some detailed work for sure. But we also try to explain to people that whenever possible, we like to work the whole body because that fascia, that connective tissue runs top to bottom and it is all connected. Myself personally, I have this really tight spot in my lower left shin. And I tell you what, Johnny, when my therapist can get in there and do some cross fiber friction and really get in there, it releases stuff in my low back.
Really?
It's all connected, right? And so yeah, we're certainly going to work on that area that's bothering you. But as I said earlier, we're also going to want to work on the area that it's coming from.
Yeah.
And so whenever possible, we like to work on the whole body because it's all connected. That said, it's your body, it's your time, and it's your money. So if you don't consent to that, we'll do as you ask.
Right.
But we want to take our time to really educate you on the benefits of making sure that we are addressing the whole person and why that is. Yeah.
So I'm curious if somebody's interested in your franchise concept, do they have to be a massage therapist?
Oh, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. No. I mean, think about I don't know, that balding dad that owns a Great Clips. Dude knows nothing about hair, right? But he can run a business. He knows how to run a business and Great Clips will show you how to do it, right?
Right.
And so what we're looking for with our franchisees, you do not have to be a massage therapist. Absolutely not. But someone who, maybe they're like a manager somewhere and they've kind of peaked in their career.
Yeah.
And as long as they're managing a business, why not manage their own and make more money doing it, right? Maybe it's someone who's, approaching retirement and would like to think about diversifying their retirement portfolio and adding a business, and maybe they hire someone to run the studio and they take a cut of that too. We're looking for someone who's just a hard worker and a good communicator, someone who's looking for a great investment opportunity. We have the tools. We will teach you how to run a business. You're not doing the massage, but we're going to teach you what to look for in a massage therapist that makes our therapist stand out head and shoulders above the rest. If you go to our Google reviews, we've got over 1,300 5-star reviews, and they all are naming our incredible therapists, right? So we're going to teach you how to hire the people that you'll need for your team to keep your business going strong. No, you don't have to be a massage therapist at all. Nope.
Okay. So as a franchisor and a business owner, what does self-care look like to you? Because obviously you guys are in the self-care business, but now that you've owned the business and you're a franchisor, What does self-care look like for you?
That's a really good question, Johnny. Whew. For me, it's time management, I guess, to put it in a nutshell. It's really, I'm working from home. I work from home. And it's really easy when you work from home, just be like, oh, just one more email.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, it's 10:30 and you haven't spent any time with your family. For me, it's being really diligent and focused on my time management. So I get up in the morning, I do my Duolingo because I'm moving to Sweden next month. So I'm learning my Swedish. I do my Duolingo, I do my journaling, and then I get dressed and I work for a few hours. I'll run my errands. I get a massage. Heck yeah, I'm going to go get a massage at Soma. For self care, for me, it's just making sure that I am budgeting my time in ways that benefit my business and me. So for me personally,
Yeah.
I don't turn on my computer after like 4 p.m. I'm done, right?
Okay.
I'll keep an eye on things on my phone, but you're
Yeah.
really kind of limited with what you can do on your phone, right? I get a workout in over my lunch hour. You've been saying during this interview, I'm hydrating a lot. So yeah, it's a number of things, but mostly it's just being aware of how I'm spending my time and making sure that I'm spending some of that on me.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give somebody who's thinking about franchising their business? Let's say there's somebody listening that owns a widget shop
hmm
and, whatever. What advice would you give to somebody else about franchising?
I would say, like, you're probably like me and didn't know much about franchising. Franchising is more than just getting your franchise disclosure document and your franchise agreement together. It's more than just the paperwork. It is the whole picture. Your entire business, the systems and processes and programs that you need to have in place, making sure that you can also step back in your business. Like if you were gone for 6 weeks, would your business survive? And if it wouldn't, then you're not ready to franchise.
Yeah.
You're just not. And how can you split your energy between your business and the bigger picture, the franchise entity? So if you're not there yet, first get your business in a place where you can step back, focus your energy on franchising, and I would highly recommend hiring a consulting firm to help you get there. I
Uh-huh.
also want to say, there's a lot of people that would ask that question sort of a different way. Why would I choose to franchise versus starting my own business? And my answer for that is quite simply, it's just, again, it's what's most efficient. Like if you've got $150,000, think about how much it's going to cost you to open a studio, right? In this area, opening a massage studio is probably about $150,000 with the build out and the equipment and all that. If you had that, do you want to start a business and figure it out all on your own and make some really expensive mistakes along the way? Or would you like to invest that in a franchise model, still own your own business, and we give you the tools and the training you need to make sure you do it right?
Right.
Right. So and again, that's kind of why I chose to franchise my business versus opening another location, because I could see the growth potential with that. And I just needed that guidance to help me polish up my business so I could teach you how to open yours.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, definitely. I think it's a highly successful business model franchising is. So
Sure it is.
yeah.
Yes. Well, Amber, this has been really intriguing. The whole concept of medical massage is fascinating to me, and the whole franchise concept of what you're working on, and then even the no tipping, the
Yeah.
way you're pricing your business and working it through, and how you see your employees, and they're actually employees. They're not contract
Right.
operators like
Yeah.
traditional massage
Exactly.
stuff
Yeah.
is. I would imagine they become much more loyal too, huh?
Our employee retention is pretty high. It's typically in this industry, it's kind of a revolving door because they're always looking for the better manager or the better pay. But we hold on to our therapists for years, and I'm really, really proud of that. Yeah. We
Yeah.
try and keep them
Well,
happy. Yeah. Yeah.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
Amber Briggle, right?
Amber Briggle, and I'm at mysomamassage.com. And Johnny, I just want to mention too, if you really like this sort of medical massage model that Soma Massage Therapy brings, again, we're franchising. mysomamassage.com slash
Okay.
franchise. Yeah,
Okay. mysomamassage.com/franchise.
that's right. Yep.
Very good. Well, Amber, thanks for taking the time today,
Thanks,
and
Johnny.
good luck on your endeavors.
Yeah, thanks. It's an exciting time to be living this life. So
Okay.
thanks for the conversation today. I really
All
appreciate
right.
it.
You have been listening to Minutes with Mango, Life in Motion. Subscribe to hear a new and unique guest each week as they comment on their life's journey and share experiences with lifestyle, culture, and career. You can always find us at minuteswithmango.com.